What is going on, everybody? My name is Jesse, aka your very own one and only Shot-Town Smart, and I have not only a guest, I have a couple of guests next to me.
A couple of guests. Yes,
I got a couple of guests. We have our very own one and only Mr. Friend from the East Coast, Mr. JD from NY. How you doing, sir?
I'm all right. How you doing, man?
Good, good. Now, to the surprise of everyone viewing right now, I think we have a special furry friend making a run-in. Who is this that we have with us today, sir?
Freddie has decided to join because he's also excited about the Royal Rumble, and he is currently scratching me and pulling at my my Alter Bridge hoodie. But
there we go, man.
Hi, buddy.
Freddie making a run-in.
Yeah, so you're not allowed on my shows, but on Jesse's shows, it's perfectly okay.
Hey, I allow the furry friends here, bruh. Ladies and gentlemen, we're not here for Freddie's awesome presence. We are here to break down the 2026 Royal Rumble live from Riyadh, Saudi Arabia, bro. How does that make you feel?
Don't really care about it, but the fact that this whole building and this stage was built in 4 weeks, and I got a glimpse of it today on social media. It looks very WrestleMania-esque, is all I'll say.
I heard that Saudi was putting in the effort to host this Rumble, and I could at least appreciate that if I don't appreciate the whole relationship between WWE and Saudi Arabia. I want to make that abundantly clear. My wife is not too keen on me doing this show, but she knows how much the Royal Rumble and WrestleMania means, so she knows I wasn't going to skip it. And so if there's anybody else out there that holds the same feelings about the relationship between WWE and Saudi Arabia, I feel you, I get it, but we have jobs to do here, and we're going to do them. So we are going to break down this relationship. And real quick, JD, what do you think about the 10-year partnership that WWE has signed on with Saudi Arabia in a nutshell?
I don't really care for it, bro. Honestly, the way that I look at it is I have come to accept it. We started off not really caring about it because the way Vince went about it, it was a lot of like, let's throw whatever they want out there with no rhyme or reason and no story behind it. We'll just make these big spectacles. And if you remember, WWE used to build, when Vince was there, these Saudi shows as like on the scale of WrestleMania, like all these shows, Super Showdown and Crown Jewel and
the greatest Royal Rumble.
The greatest Royal Rumble. It's equivalent to WrestleMania. I'm like, no, it's not. So please stop doing that. There's only one WrestleMania, and this is not it.
Right.
Triple H has done, if anything, if you want to be critical of what he's done on a week-to-week basis, I do think that he's at least made the effort to make these shows feel a little bit more normal and a little bit more within the guidelines of what they're doing on television, and, making them feel important with like King and Queen of the Ring, or, I don't like it, the Crown Jewel championships for the men and women. I get that he's trying to make it fit into the overall storyline arc of WWE Weekly Television, whereas Vince did not. So,
yeah,
in so many words, I think, me anyway, I don't know how you feel, but I think we've come to kind of just accept it for what they are.
And I think that was always WWE's plan, because that is usually the plan with everything they do controversial. They understand it is controversial, and they'll just weather the storm and just deal. They've done that with, WWE has no shortage of controversial issues, topics, Vince McMahon, Brock Lesnar, and they kind of have this standing mantra of like, hey, we'll just weather the storm and they'll get used to it. And I think that's kind of what that happened here with the Saudi Arabia deal. Because I remember when it was first announced in their first show, and they got a lot of heat, the WWE. They got a lot. It was mainstream media hot. They got a lot of heat. Then it turns out they're not the only major corporation to do major business with the Saudi government. They've been going out and spending billions of dollars on celebrities and entertainment to show that they're progressive and changed. And maybe they are, maybe they aren't. That's not for us to decide. But as wrestling fans, it's just not what we're used to. It's just not what we're used to. And now one of our beloved shows is leaving North America for the first time. And how long before they get our WrestleMania as well? What do you think about that one?
Well, Saudi Arabia, WrestleMania is happening there next year.
It is?
Yes, it was announced last year.
Oh, I forgot. Shit. Jesus
yes,
Christ.
WrestleMania 43 is already announced for Saudi Arabia. Yeah.
Man, I thought they were coming for it down the road. They already got them shits. All right. It is what it is. Well, we're here to talk about the Rumble, man. And it's happening tomorrow. We got a 2 p.m. Eastern kickoff for the Royal Rumble, man. That's not the same.
Well, I'm on Twitter now, and apparently, if you guys are on Twitter, I don't know when this is going up, but supposedly WWE just spoiled the #1 entrant in the Royal Rumble with a production faux pas.
Oh man. Well, here's your spoiler warning. This will be up, on Friday, and the Rumble is tomorrow. So here's your spoiler warning if you don't want to know what that is. So 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. When my hand goes down, you can come back. What is it?
Supposedly they leaked that Braun Breaker is the #1 entrant in the Royal Rumble.
Oh, I knew it should have been him.
We said it on Tuesday with Solomon, sir. I think it's going to be. I agree. I think it's going to be. We thought it was going to be Braun Breaker anyway, but #2 is probably going to be Kit Wilson because they're going to do that entrance.
Oh, okay. I said it should be. Why? Because Pierce is a dick. That's why.
Yeah.
I said that it should be Braun Breaker. It's a good call. Okay, we're going to end the spoiler. We're clear. All right, here we go. #1 entrant is Hulk Hogan, guys. Sorry. All right, here we go. The undercard. Here we go. We have the WWE Undisputed Champion, Drew McIntyre versus Sami Zayn. Drew won the title from Cody Rhodes in a brutal 3 stages of hell match. Sami is, once again, the story of his career, the ultimate underdog. And he has a little bit of a home field advantage here, no?
Yeah, I mean, he won the Fatal 4-Way on Saturday night's main event against Trick Williams, Damian Priest, and Randy Orton. He was in Montreal there, so they're really giving him like the hometown advantage, the home field advantage here. He won it in Montreal to become the #1 contender. Now he's going to Saudi Arabia, where he's looked at as one of the, if not the biggest baby faces in that part of the globe. So he's going to go there. He's getting a championship match. He's 0-11 against Drew McIntyre. He has never beaten Drew McIntyre in a one-on-one match.
Wow.
So the title's now on the line. He's earned his way there. Triple H, predictably loves his moments. He's continuing to build on moments, right? He did the moment in Montreal. He did the moment here. Even with Sami Zayn, the last time he was back in Montreal, he wrestled Roman Reigns for the WWE Championship. If you guys remember that, after he turned on him at the Royal Rumble a couple of years ago. I don't know, man. I'm looking forward to this match. It's just super predictable as far as the outcome goes.
I think Drew McIntyre on any other promotion on this planet is the #1 guy. He is the top guy. He is the Roman Reigns of that company. He's just in WWE where they just have so many top stars. I believe if there was ever a situation for Drew McIntyre to be a transitional champion, this could potentially be it. Is Drew McIntyre possibly in for an upset? Is he set up to be a transitional champion right now in this moment before WrestleMania?
Tomorrow night? No, yeah. He's not losing. He's not losing the belt tomorrow.
Not losing the belt tomorrow.
No, I think this fits into a bigger story with Sami. We just talked about WrestleMania being in Saudi Arabia next year for 43.
Yeah,
I could absolutely see Sami going this entire year. What they do is just questionable. I have no idea what they do with Sami over the next 11 months.
Right.
But I think when we get to the Royal Rumble next year, I think we're going to be in discussion talking about Sami Zayn winning the Royal Rumble or the Elimination Chamber, one or the other, and going to WrestleMania and winning the WWE Championship against whomever that may be at the time. I think they're going to crown him next year. Now, I don't know how it's going to come off Because if you really wanted the absolute top of the top moment for Sami Zayn to win the WWE Championship, it should have been against Roman Reigns in the heat of the bloodline angle when he turned on Roman at the Royal Rumble.
Right.
And he wrestled him at the Elimination Chamber. That would have been his moment. That would have been the moment that Sami should have been crowned the WWE Champion. Now I feel like it's going to be not as important. It's not going to be as big or memorable. And they're just doing it because Saudi Arabia.
Yeah. So Sami was a byproduct of that whole storyline of the bloodline. It was just, an added bonus. I don't think that bloodline storyline was written with Sami Zayn in mind.
No,
he got over and they inserted him. Is it possible that they have something planned for the next year with Sami Zayn, with him being the focal point of a major storyline to get us to the WrestleMania next year?
It's a possibility. I just question how many people are going to care, because I already get a sense, and social media shouldn't be the end all be all. Sami still gets great reactions every week on television. It's just that I feel like a sense of fatigue when it comes to Sami Zayn. I feel like people are kind of like over it. I think people are like in the mindset that they know how Triple H books and they're already anticipating it and they don't like it and they're already going to voice their displeasure before we even get to the final payoff. I don't think the interest is completely there. Yeah. It's not like a Bryan Danielson situation or a Johnny Gargano situation to take over New York against Adam Cole, where you kind of knew it was going to happen and we were all like, I can't wait for him to win the world championship. He certainly deserves it. I don't think it's anywhere close to that.
I can see that. I like the idea of him still chasing for the next year. They did it. They did it before with Cody. They brought Cody in, made it look like they were going to hot shot him the title, had him lose, and they spent the next full year putting him over even more and more, and then creating the moment a year later. So I could see them possibly pulling it off, but I just believe they do need something compelling. They need a damn good story to tell us for that 1 year, man. They got to keep it fresh, because like I'm with you. The burnout can be real, so maybe they have something in mind for him. Who knows?
Well, I think this, whatever happens tomorrow in defeat, I think it's going to tell a larger story. The story is him losing, and the story is going to be him chasing, and then we'll figure out who Drew McIntyre is going to wrestle at WrestleMania. But I do think that whatever happens tomorrow is going to be step one in a larger scale story for Sami Zayn.
Yeah, I'm with you. I'm going to go Drew McIntyre on that one, man. Drew is a killer. Drew is a beast. This is great. Bro, this is some of his best work. This is some of his best work. Now, what he did with Punk, I feel like Drew is he's just not overexposed, and when he's just on, and he's so believable. And I'm loving everything Drew is doing right now. He's in the prime of his career, man. Next match, we have AJ Styles versus Gunther. JD, if AJ loses, he's done. He's done. He's no longer phenomenal, bro. He's done. He's done in WWE. He's done in WWE.
Yeah.
Fair point. That is a lot of the online discourse. I'm glad we touched on that. Let's start there. Let's pretend for a second that this match is over and that AJ Styles has, in fact, lost the match and has, in fact, retired from WWE. Does he sit at home with Wendy and all his children and kick his feet up and enjoy a nice cold brew and watch TV? Or does he go to Jacksonville, Florida?
Well, I think, we talked about this on TNT, and we tried to come up with all different variables and all different ways that this could work. We came up with a couple of decent ways for this match to end, to get AJ at least through the Rumble and into WrestleMania, because I think a lot of fans are in denial that, well, you can't have WrestleMania in AJ's last year without AJ Styles. Right. And I agree. It's just something that feels weird. Like, did WWE not go to AJ and desire AJ at WrestleMania this year in Vegas and say, hey, man, we want to extend your contract. Let's bring you on in. We got this idea. We got an opponent. We want you to retire at Mania. Or did AJ not go to WWE and say, hey, guys, I don't want to retire in Saudi Arabia. I would very much like to get myself through WrestleMania and retire in front of my friends and family and here in the States and at WrestleMania, the biggest show of the year. I don't know why or how none of those things became a possibility or any of those things happened. So we got to then talking about how does the match end? Does the match end in a fuck finish? Does Gunther cheat? Do they overturn a decision? Does it end in a double count out, a double DQ? Does AJ get to show up on Monday?
Yeah.
All these different things. I think Jason said it best, and I 100% agree with him because I had a feeling anyway that he wasn't done because on Raw, if you heard him, he said this will be the end of his WWE run.
Right.
I feel like AJ is going to lose because if Gunther loses, it's just going to erase everything they did with him beating John Cena and make him look like a fool. It's not what you want to do. So AJ is going to lose. I very much think AJ is going to continue wrestling throughout 2026. And I think AJ Styles is going to wrestle for TNA. I think AJ Styles will be inducted into the TNA Hall of Fame. I think AJ Styles will wrestle in New Japan. And I think AJ Styles is going to wrestle for All Elite Wrestling. And I think this is going to be his retirement world tour. Not really a retirement in WWE and get a world tour like John Cena did. I think he's going to take it upon himself to do what he wants to do, wrestle where he wants, and wrestle who he wants. And by the end of the year, he's done. But I think we see him everywhere. And I think that's a great thing for him.
That's interesting, man. I didn't think about it that way. Does WWE, if they decide to go ahead and defeat him tomorrow, or I'm sorry, on Saturday at the Rumble, does WWE speedball him and induct him into the WWE Hall of Fame immediately before he leaves this year?
No. I as an active wrestler, no. I think he goes and does what he wants, and then they induct him when they see fit. They don't want to rush inductees because I feel like they're already running thin on potential inductees for the Hall of Fame. So I think AJ is the type of name that you can headline a class with.
Yeah.
So I mean, I think they've already announced this year Stephanie is going in. I don't think there's going to be anybody bigger than Stephanie. I don't know who they got lined up for next year in Saudi Arabia. So I think it'll take a couple of years. I think he'll go into the TNA Hall of Fame first, and then we can start talking about over the next 2 or 3 years, maybe AJ going to the WWE Hall of Fame.
That's interesting, man. I don't know if I just feel like they are going to end AJ Styles' run in WWE this abruptly with this little of build. You know, they just started, whispering about AJ ending his career this year. And then just now, 2 weeks ago, we found out, it's going to be potentially at the Rumble. And they just gave John Cena a whole year. They're going to give AJ Styles 2 weeks. I don't know. I like what you laid out, though, as far as him leaving WWE and still working in other promotions, TNA, New Japan, eventually all his friends over in AEW. I would love to see that path. I would love to see the retirement tour of AJ Styles happening all over the world. I would absolutely love it. I just don't feel like it's going to happen. I just feel like that's too much to ask for, especially since pro wrestling is just so bland in 2026 and we're not getting anything of real excitement. I would love that. Feels like a dream. It feels like a pipe dream right now. I'm going to have to pick AJ Styles to win, and through some means, maybe through Gunther's opponent at WrestleMania. Maybe that is the reason that Gunther loses. They're setting up his very next feud as he moves on.
Well, I mean, that rumor right now, that's Lesnar. Like, why would you do that?
Because Brock's an asshole. I can see that. If they're going Brock and Gunther, I can see that.
So why would he cost Gunther the match though?
Like I said, because Brock's an asshole. I mean,
he just does what he wants.
Brock, and that's usually the excuse they use when they want to insert Brock into something.
Yes,
Brock does what he wants, and that would be the catalyst for them getting Gunther to Brock Lesnar, if that's the route that they're going to go for WrestleMania. Well, why is Gunther facing Brock Lesnar? Because Brock Lesnar decided to show the fuck up and cost him the match at the Royal Rumble, and now they got to fight it out at WrestleMania. Who's the babyface in that scenario, though?
I don't know. Actually, I thought of that myself. I think that would make Brock the babyface.
Because Gunther retired John Cena.
Yeah.
So they're going to bring out Brock Lesnar in the midst of his most controversial run in WWE history and try to portray him as a babyface.
It is weird to think that, but you know, I hope that you are correct in your opinion, because I think AJ and Gunther should be the WrestleMania match, and just AJ should retire there if he's going to leave WWE, or his last WWE match, I should say, should be at WrestleMania. I would actually reserve Brock Lesnar's WrestleMania match for Obafemi.
Ooh.
So I don't know. If AJ is retiring in WWE and Gunther's going into WrestleMania without AJ Styles as a potential opponent, then I don't know who Gunther gets, because I think Obafemi's the right guy for Lesnar. And if they go Lesnar and Gunther, where does that leave Obafemi? Because Obafemi's in the Royal Rumble, and you're not going to have a WrestleMania without Obafemi.
No, absolutely not. And he needs a highlighted match. He needs a spotlight match.
Yeah. So I don't know.
That's an interesting point, man. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with AJ Styles on this one. I don't want to see him end it on a short-lived feud, right? You know, at the Rumble, when there's a whole lot of WrestleMania right in front of us and everything else. So I'm gonna roll with AJ Styles. Well, we have the men Royal Rumble match, my friend. So we got guys like Roman Reigns, who's a heavy favorite. All right. He's looking for his first win in about 11 years. All right. We got Cody Rhodes. If he wins, he is the first three-peat winner of the Royal Rumble. That's on the horizon. We got Braun Breaker, another heavy favorite. I would say a fan favorite, tagged by many as the future of this company, is the future now. We got Jacob Fatu, who is basically the Braun Breaker of SmackDown. All right. Another big fan favorite. We got NXT wild cards, like you mentioned, Obafemi. Obafemi could be a dark horse to show up. No pun intended to my dark horse owning friend right next to me right here.
Mm-hmm.
We have the Y2J factor going on. There's a lot of different moving parts in the Rumble right now, man. Break this down for me.
Hi, guys.
Oh, he better not show up at that damn gimmick.
No, he's not.
Oh, my God. Who is going to walk away at the end of the day as the winner of the 2026 Royal Rumble, sir?
Well, before I go and talk about the Royal Rumble, do you have any other questions in regards to the Royal Rumble match itself that you want to ask? Or no?
The match itself.
Yes, so, like Iron Man, Iron Woman, most eliminations.
Yeah. That's what I was gonna. That was up next.
Okay. So all right, so I'll give you my just winner. I think, you know, a lot of people want. Cody says he wants the three-peat. He's not going to three-peat. I think that's boring.
No three-peat for Cody.
No three-peat for Cody. I think Cody, if he's going to get into Mania, he's gonna do so by winning the Chamber.
I think Cody has had his run here.
Yeah, I don't think you put him in that elite category. 2 is enough. Keep it sacred. I think people are expecting Braun to win. I don't think Braun Breaker's going to win, especially if he's from the number 1 position. I think he'll have other accolades in the Rumble. He could be the Iron Man. He could have the most eliminations. I think. As far LA Knight's another guy. People LA Knight's not winning the Royal Rumble.
Let's keep it clear. The Iron Man and the most eliminations, 2 separate categories here.
Yeah, he could own both this year.
Oh wow, that'd be crazy.
Braun Breaker. Logan Paul's not winning the Royal Rumble. No. Nobody else is winning the Royal Rumble. I know a lot of people are expecting a couple different situations. Braun Breaker. Being that he got leaked as the number 1 entrant, you know, I didn't really look at him as the guy anyway to win the Rumble, because I genuinely
spoiler.
Well, we just talked about that.
We cut it as a spoiler segment.
Whatever, man. Does anybody care? Listen, Braun Breaker's not winning the Rumble. I'm going to lay it out for you as simple as I can. Braun Breaker's not winning the Royal Rumble. I think Seth Rollins is going to be back. I think Breaker and Rollins is the WrestleMania match. That's my prediction. I don't know how anybody else feels. LA Knight's not winning the Royal Rumble. Logan Paul's not winning the Royal Rumble. Brock Lesnar's not winning the Royal Rumble. Cody Rhodes is not winning the Royal Rumble. Obafemi is a new guy there, making his debut. He's not going to win the Royal Rumble. My pick for the Royal Rumble is Roman Reigns. I think we're getting Roman Reigns and CM Punk at WrestleMania for the WWE World Heavyweight Championship.
Really?
Yes. because, and I don't know if Punk is going to retain. I do think that they get back to Roman and Seth. I think that's the vision, or Roman and Braun.
Is Roman even gonna show up to work in 2026?
I don't know. He's worked 6 dates last year, so I don't. 6 matches. He's worked maybe 16 or 17 dates. Can't be more than 20. So I don't know. I don't see him being any different than what we saw him previously.
Hey, you think they're gonna run the world championship match of WrestleMania through a guy that's not gonna be around next year?
Yes,
this year.
Yes. You got to look at the ratings, bro. I mean, when Roman was on top, I think everybody was interested, a lot more interested than they are now. The ratings were there. You know, I think at this stage of the game, I think Triple H is going to go with what really draws. And I think Roman, even now, I think he transcends a lot of the guys there. He does. Yeah, when Roman is there, the show does not feel. When Roman is there, the show feels super important.
Right.
I don't think anybody there gives you that feeling.
Right. But putting him in the main event picture of the show and then not having him show up at all after the show, how is that supposed to maintain any ratings? He's not there.
Yeah, I don't know. That's something they're going to have to combat. I don't like it either, you know, but can you honestly see Roman Reigns going into a WrestleMania and losing against CM Punk one-on-one? Just flat out?
No, to be honest, not at all.
He got pinned last year.
Yeah, not
Rollins,
at all.
I mean, the triple threat match. You see him losing 3 manias in a row.
Man, that's a tough one, though, man, because that just feels like they're just playing it extremely safe and predictable.
Yep.
Roman Reigns is the last person to need a Royal Rumble win. As a matter of fact, they can use the chamber to get Roman the Punk and not waste a WrestleMania. A Royal Rumble victory on Roman Reigns for it. It seems like this should be a spot for, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Braun Breaker feels like this should be his pay-per-view. This should be the Braun Breaker breakout pay-per-view. This should be his moment. And just giving Roman Reigns another spot like this, it seems like a wasted opportunity. You keep telling us Braun Breaker is the guy, but then you're gonna shove Roman Reigns in our face again. You don't need the Royal Rumble to get us to Punk and Roman.
Mm-hmm.
You genuinely don't. I mean, especially when you have the Elimination Chamber staring us right in the face. I mean, use that. Roman winning that is not as egregious as putting him over in the Rumble again. When you have a guy that's waiting to become your next Roman Reigns right in front of you.
Yeah.
I think this is his moment. I'm going to have to stick with Braun Breaker on this one. I don't think you're crazy for what you're saying about Roman. I just feel like it's a huge missed opportunity for WWE for not coming out of that comfort zone and sticking with the tried and true and back to Roman again. And he's a part-timer. And I think it's a bad idea. Now you got a part-timer winning the Rumble again. It was a bad idea.
I think it comes down to Roman and Braun. I think Braun starts when he got spoiled. You know, we already talked about it. WWE production leaked that he's number 1. I don't know if they change it or not and make him like number 3. Yeah. But I think he lasts over an hour. He makes it to the end. He's there with Roman. Roman wins. And I think Seth Rollins is the reason why Braun Breaker doesn't win the Royal Rumble. I genuinely feel that way.
Man.
Yeah.
That would make it an interesting. I feel like there's going to be a lot of online discourse if it goes down with Roman winning. I mean, look, at the moment, at the time, at the initial point of it, no one's going to complain that Roman won. But give it a day after that or so, and people are like, again with Roman. I mean, we look. I acknowledge my tribal chief just like anybody else.
Yeah.
You know? So I don't mind it if Roman wins. I just think it's a missed opportunity for Braun Breaker when you want to get this guy to the top. You want us to believe he's the next big top guy in your company. I believe it. He has it. He has all of it. He has the X factor. He has the tools. He can go in the ring. He can go in the mic. He has the look. He has the family lineage. He is literally, for all intents and purposes, your next Roman Reigns. Use that.
Yeah, I know. Yeah, you're not wrong.
You know,
you're not wrong. WWE, this is a perfect segue because I just seen something on Twitter. Roman Reigns actually was on the Pat McAfee show and said something about And I quote, I leave an opening and give them plenty of space to create. We are 2 years here now. We haven't advanced. We haven't evolved. We have great leadership. Nick Khan, God bless him. We need to keep up creatively. Roman states that creative has failed to create new stars in the last 2 years.
Look at that. Look at that.
There you go.
And giving Roman the Rumble makes him even more truthful in that statement, because that's not creating a new star. Having Braun Breaker win the Royal Rumble makes that statement false. So I'm very curious as to which direction they go with this at this point. Now, Cody winning the Rumble does not make any new stars.
No, it's safe. You know, I'd even go Obafemi winning the Royal Rumble. You talk about this guy being the future of the company. You know, I know Braun Breaker has been the guy there. He's been on TV. He's been in the story chasing the world championship. They kick Rollins out of the division. If you really want to create a new star, imagine Obafemi having 10 eliminations, winning the Rumble, and challenging Drew McIntyre for the WWE Championship.
I think Obafemi is an absolute beast. I think he's a presence, and I think he needs to dominate in this Rumble. But as big as his name value is and his stature and everybody expecting big things from him, I think he will be a fantastic elimination for Braun Breaker as well on Braun Breaker's ascension to win this one. Obafemi definitely has a spot coming. I just don't think it needs to happen before he even steps foot on Raw or SmackDown yet.
Yeah.
You know, this is Braun Breaker's time. If not now, when? Next year?
Yeah.
He's peaking right now. And when I say peaking, I mean he's peaking in his ascension to popularity to break through as the top guy. He's getting there. He's on the cusp. He's on the cusp. Once he breaks through and becomes world champion and he is the top guy, the sky's the limit for him at that point. He will then have broken through the proverbial glass ceiling. But this is a missed opportunity. The first thing everybody's going to look back and say, well, why didn't he win the Rumble in 2026? He failed. This was his moment. This was his time. This was his Rumble to win. The lead up to the Rumble has been massively about him and his feud with Adam Pearce and everything else. So why have him lose? If Braun Breaker loses the Rumble, it better be because Adam Pearce eliminated him himself. You know, I mean, otherwise, what are we doing here?
Yeah.
This should be his breakout moment. This is it. You want to make new stars? Start here. You can start right here. You don't even Braun Breaker, to be honest with you, he doesn't even have to win at WrestleMania. The World Championship. That World Championship can be won at SummerSlam, for all I'm concerned. Continue telling the story. But winning the Rumble, I feel like is a milestone and a step for Braun Breaker to be taking now in this moment. I think this is his time.
Listen, you're not wrong. It could certainly happen that way. I think even though it does create a new star, it is also very predictable with what we've seen. I don't know where they go. You make a great case. I just have a feeling that, and I might be thinking less of a fan creatively and more of like, what does WWE see in Vegas? I think WWE sees Punk and Roman in Vegas.
Yeah,
I do. And I think they see Cody and Drew or Fatu, a mixture of those three, maybe all three of them in a triple threat match. I see them kind of going with that. I don't know. We'll see.
We'll see. We'll see, my friend. Man, moving on. We have the ladies. The 30 women Royal Rumble. They will all be wrapped up and dressed up as ninjas. And
I saw Rhea Ripley's get up already. It looks good. I mean, it's different, but it looks good.
Does it really? Oh man. Yeah. There will be no wardrobe malfunctions in this Rumble, ladies and gentlemen. No. The women will be wrapped up and completely covered. There will be no cake. There will be no booty meat, as they say, sir. All right?
No.
There will be none of that. So sorry, guys. We got some favorites out there. Who are your favorites to win this one?
Well, there's only one person I have in mind. I was initially thinking Rhea, because I think the allure of a Rhea versus Stephanie match at WrestleMania is really good. But Rhea's the tag team champion with Io. Io is always a possibility. Tiffany Stratton's going to be back, I'm sure. Bianca Belair is an odds-on favorite because not only does WWE need her, SmackDown needs her. I think Bianca and Jade is a possibility at Mania. Jordan Grace is a dark horse. She's been eyeing Jade Cargill on Friday nights. There's only one here that really sticks out to me, and I genuinely feel she's going to win the Royal Rumble. I think WWE is very high on her, and I think it's going to lead not only to getting a championship match, but I do think that it's going to eventually deteriorate the group that she's in. And I think Liv Morgan's going to win the Royal Rumble.
I think Liv Morgan, huh?
Yeah.
That's an interesting pick. She has not won one yet, has she?
No.
Bianca Belair has won one. Tiffany Stratton has won one.
No, she hasn't.
I thought Tiffany won one to get to WrestleMania.
Charlotte won that year.
How did Tiffany get to WrestleMania? She was already champion.
She was already champion. Asuka won a Rumble. Ronda won a Rumble. Charlotte won a Rumble. Becky won a Rumble. Right? Bailey won a Rumble.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So wait, what about your Charbot friend? That Charlotte's not going to win this one for you?
No. I think she's got a decreased role this year. She's a possibility. We talked about that as well on TNT. Charlotte has teased something with Jade over the last few months. A couple stare downs here and there. They could certainly do that, but I don't think Charlotte would win the Rumble. I think if she does get Jade and Bianca's not ready, because that's the match that they want, I think Charlotte would win the Chamber and not the Rumble. Because Charlotte winning the Rumble 2 years in a row it's not a good look.
I think fans will riot.
Yes.
I understand that she is somehow, some way being cheered as a babyface these days, but I just feel like that is going to put her right back in the doghouse with fans if she wins another Rumble. There's no standout women's star right now that I feel like is on the cusp of, winning the Rumble to catapult them to where they need to be. There's no Braun Breaker type level player in the women's side this year. Liv Morgan, I would love to see Liv win. She is just killing it right now. She is doing so well in her gimmick work. Her in-ring work has always been solid, and she's very much over. So I have no problem with Liv winning. Bianca Belair is getting I'm gonna be honest here. She's gotten a little stale and boring to me, has Bianca Belair. And Tiffany Stratton is absolutely amazing at what she does. I don't know what kind of momentum she had. How long has she been out? I don't watch Smack. By the way, for context, I don't watch SmackDown like at all. I am not up on SmackDown current events. I try to keep up with them through clips and things like that, but SmackDown going to 3 hours sealed their deal for me. I am not watching that. I cannot add another 3-hour program to my rotation. It's just too much for me.
Bianca's been out since after WrestleMania last year. She broke her finger or broke her hand or something like that. And she had something that happened that was a setback, and she hasn't been back since, which makes me think that she broke the whole fucking hand and not just a finger.
I mean, she's a goddamn athlete. A finger? Get out of here.
Yeah.
That's it? It must have been something more than that, man. That doesn't make any sense at all. Now, who else we have here? What about EO? Is there a rift coming between EO and Rhea Ripley through this?
I could see it. I mean, listen, there's one of two ways that they could go about it here. Rhea and EO at Mania, which if that's the case, that's a potential match of the year. I don't know if they're ready to turn either one of them heel. It could be just a friendly thing between both of them, because I don't think Rhea's ever beaten EO. I think Rhea is undefeated, is winless against EO, if I'm not mistaken. That could be. Or they take all the women and do a huge women's showcase, because WWE loves flaunting their women's division in some sort of multi-woman tag team match at WrestleMania for the titles.
Oh, boy.
Yeah.
Does EO join Asuka and Kairi in the Kabuki Warriors?
No, that was the whole story, was them and how they treated her.
Yeah.
So why would you go back there?
Because Triple H.
No. I think they're odds-on favorites to win. I don't think either of them are going to win.
How do you feel about the viral photograph of my wife EO in Triple H's arms in Gorilla?
I don't know why it was made into a big deal. I feel like first of all, Triple H is partially the reason why the women's evolution in WWE even started. He was there with Stephanie, who really pushed it in NXT, which led to the main roster. So I don't really know why people wouldn't be excited if you're Triple H about his successes in the women's division. Like Io is a pet project of his, and she has been for years. Rhea, like these are his girls. So of course he's going to show happiness. You know, Vince always hugged guys after a monumental match or a moment backstage. What's the big deal? Because it's a woman jumping into another man's arms, and this man is apparently married to Stephanie McMahon. Who gives a shit? How many times did we see Tony hug somebody in a very weird and bizarre way? You know, it's like, who gives a shit? They are bosses who are happy for their for their employees. Who gives a shit?
The saying is that Io felt very comfortable in that moment. You know, I don't know how comfortable you would be if you had a female boss, if you leaped into, you know, your boss's arms, or if she leapt into yours. You know, how comfortable would everybody feel in that moment?
I don't know, man. I think people made a big deal about it for no reason.
I don't like it because Io was with me, and I don't like that happened. So, okay. But I have personal feelings about that. We move on. What about Jade Cargill, man? She's supposed to be the next big phenomenon in WWE. Does she win the Royal Rumble?
How does she win the Royal Rumble if she's the women's world champion?
Oh, she's not. That's right. My notes right here.
Yeah, she hasn't defended the title in like almost 100 days, bro.
Is she still out?
No, she hasn't defended the title because there's no competition on Friday night.
Right. But I know she just returned from injury, and she hasn't defended it at all.
Nothing.
Is she still hurt?
No.
She's not hurt?
There's no competition. There's nobody.
They're not keeping her out of the ring because she's still low-key hurt?
No.
Oh, man.
No, they're waiting for everybody to get back.
So she's feuding with...
Well, right now she's feuding with Jordan Grace, but, you know, the whole Bianca Jade rumor at WrestleMania, you know, we'll see what happens.
Surprise appearances? Do we get
Yes, I think Saraya is going to be in the Rumble.
You think Saraya is going to be? I heard I think I saw something about her training as of late.
Yes, she's training. I think Saraya is in the Rumble. I think Sol Ruka is in the Rumble. I think other NXT ladies are in the Rumble. Lola Vice. I think JC Jane's going to be in the Royal Rumble, being that I saw something about them not being on the show. Fatal Influence was missing JC on Tuesday. I think she traveled with the main roster. Sol Ruka's been due for a call up. Lola Vice is due for a call up. I think those ladies make it. I think we see a Trish. You know, the typical. I don't think there's like any major. There's no real major surprises. I think AJ Lee's in the Rumble. I think she sets up her Mania match with Becky Lynch.
Oh yeah,
Becky's going to be in the Rumble. As far as the men, I think Chris Jericho's going to be in the Rumble. I think some AAA talent's going to be in the Rumble. I saw somewhere on social media yesterday that Mr. Iguana traveled with the main roster. He'll be in the Rumble.
Oh God, he'll be there for sure.
Yeah, with the sock puppet, the hand puppet.
And keep in mind, there is no room for Finn Balor.
No,
in the Royal Rumble because the Iguana is in it.
Well, Brock Lesnar declared for the Rumble on the Pat McAfee show the day after Monday Night Raw, where Adam Pearce told Finn Balor there was no more spots. But I'm to believe that there's no more spots for Finn Balor when Brock Lesnar does what he wants.
Yeah, you know, I mean, again, we touched on this before. I can accept that Brock Lesnar was put in over Finn Balor, even though, I mean, he's even less than a part-timer. It would make some form of sense because he is always a dominant presence at the Rumble, and he could be an X factor at any given time. And I can see them telling Brock, yeah, you have a spot in it, and then he announces it after Adam Pearce says there's no more spots left because he already told Brock he had a spot. But the Iguana Man, you mean to tell me that Mr. Iguana has a spot? And that's what I'm going to be spending my entire time watching this Rumble, the men's Rumble, doing. I want to see who he had a spot for and did not have one for Finn Balor.
Yeah, it's ridiculous. It really is. Other things, Iron Man, I think Ilya Dragunov is the Iron Man, or Carmelo Hayes. Iron Woman, I think we go with either Roxanne Perez or Lyra. As far as Final Four for the men and women, I think we're going to be looking at a predictable Final Four. Some major names in there. Braun Breaker is going to be in there in the end. I think Jacob Fatu. I think Roman and Cody. And for the women, Rhea, Io, Liv, and I would say Bianca.
For the women's Iron Woman spot, I think you're missing a very obvious choice in Jordan Grace, the Juggernaut. It would seem like to showcase her without having her win be a fantastic spot to showcase her as the Iron Woman to last the longest in the Rumble, or at least
I could see that.
Yeah, or at least have the most eliminations.
Yeah,
you know, you definitely want to set her up. This 2026 should be her year in WWE. You definitely want to set her up for a success, and having a dominant role in the Rumble, I think, is a fantastic start to it.
Yeah.
I remember going to the very first All In, the ROH All In, and seeing Jordan Grace in person come out and compete. And my hat goes off to her. I think she has worked her ass off, and I think she has come a long way from that moment. Her road to where she has the road she has taken to get to WWE can be told in the epic movie. I think she's very deserving of this, and I think she's very appreciative, and I think she's going to kill it in WWE. Who do you have winning the Women's Royal Rumble, sir?
Liv Morgan.
Liv Morgan, okay.
Yeah.
Oh, we got Liv Morgan for you. That is mostly about it. Let's see. I had a couple of hot shot questions for you, Dan, but we kind of covered most of those in the
here's one for everybody. I think as far as what I'm thinking for WrestleMania, if I had the pen for WrestleMania coming out of tomorrow's show, I think we do Liv Stephanie for the World Championship. I think we do, and I'm including the Chamber in this as well. This is my tentative WrestleMania card. Liv Stephanie, Bianca Jade. I think we do LA Knight versus Chris Jericho. I think that's going to be the WrestleMania match. If Jericho is indeed in by the time we get there, I think that's going to be his WrestleMania match. I think we do Braun Seth. I think we do Roman Punk. I think we are getting Cody, Drew, and Jacob Fatu. I would personally hope AJ wins tomorrow and we get AJ Gunther, and then we get Oba Brock. Outside that, I don't know what else is going on. I would love to see Carmelo Hayes versus Trick Williams for the United States Championship.
Ooh.
You know, just some of where I'm thinking. Finn Balor versus Dominic Mysterio for the Intercontinental Championship. That's another one. I would absolutely do the Lucha Brothers, Penta and Rey Fenix against the Usos for the Tag Team Championships, being that is the only big match they could possibly do right now. I know Matt and Jeff Hardy is a possibility for WrestleMania. Matt wants the Hardys at Mania. I could see the Hardys versus the New Day at WrestleMania.
Why are they wasting so much? And I'm glad you brought up the Lucha Brothers. Why are they wasting so much time putting these guys together? They still have not put the Lucha Brothers together in WWE.
No, they got Phoenix teaming with everybody but his brother.
Every masked luchador they can find, they are putting with Penta, and except his brother. I'm looking at Penta in a match with a masked luchador in WWE, and it's Dragon Lee. I'm like, what? Why is it not his brother? And then I hear they teamed them together in AAA or something like that. What is happening right now? Why are they doing? I kind of almost got how they started it off, how they kind of wanted to build it a little bit and bring them together. So they started them off apart. But now it feels like they're just trying to keep them apart for as long as possible. I mean, we want to see the Lucha Brothers together. What is holding this back? Why are we not getting this yet?
I don't know. I don't have an answer for you.
And what's going on? What's going on with the Street Profits? I hear they're being bumped down to NXT.
They're doing NXT house show circuits.
I thought Montez Ford was supposed to be a future top guy. What are we doing here?
They should be. Your tag team division is terrible. Like, the Profits are a great tag team. I don't know what we're doing.
I don't get it here, man. But ladies and gentlemen, that is going to do it for our Royal Rumble previews and predictions. My friend, do you have anything else to add to this Saudi Arabia Royal Rumble this year, sir?
No, I just hope that they're taking it serious. They need a big shot in the arm, and I hope that they come out of this telling some great stories going forward. That's all I want. I want to be invested, and I want to watch a show that just isn't blah.
Yeah, exactly. You know? Sometimes predictable is good, but sometimes it can be a show killer, and you have to be very particular about picking your spots and what you're gonna call as far as things being predictable.
Yeah,
and we'll see, man. I hope it's going to be fun. So I will be live and I will be doing a watch along for the Rumble. My friend, where can they catch you after the Rumble?
Well, I'll be live. I know the Rumble airs at 2. I'll probably be live 6:30-ish on Saturday afternoon. So you guys can catch me on my channel. You guys know where to find me. And I will be doing my stream then. So
right on.
Hopefully see you there.
I appreciate you joining me, man. You and tell Freddie that I said to enjoy the rest of your day and enjoy some catnip on me, sir.
There you go. I will. He's sleeping behind me. I'll tell him when he wakes up.